Hi everybody, Keith Tanny here from Flyin Miata, and today we're going to talk about print media. We know print is dead, but you know, it's got some advantages. So, I'm a little biased, of course, because I've written 3 books about the Miata, but I'm going to get into one in particular which I think might be of interest to viewers here. Now remember, if you like this sort of content, we'll get this later on, but you know, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get notifications so you find out when there's new videos. We do a new video every week, Thursday at 2 o'clock Mountain. Plus, of course, there's always videos getting dropped during the week. A bunch of them for the summer camp we did last weekend, which was fantastic fun, as well as install videos and the like. But today we're going to talk about books. As I said, I've written 3 books on the Miata. They're all a little different. We're going to focus primarily on this one, the most recent one in this, but just so you know what they are, Mazda Miata Performance Projects, which actually has a different cover now, this is the first printing, is a how-to book. It's for NAs and NBs. It talks about how to change clutches, how to change brake pads, sway bars, how to install a roll bar, how to install a soft top. It's a how-to book. It'll tell you what wrenches to use. When I wrote this, I was wrenching all day, or every day at Flyin Miata, so the kid who wrote this book knew a lot of stuff. It's a good book, a couple of years old, but still a good book. Find It, Fix It, Trick It is, I called it Miata 101 when I was writing it. It's about some of the history of the Miata, the various models that are out there. It's got a good year-by-year change. If you're trying to tell if the car you're looking at is a 2003 or 2004, it's got all the information for that sort of thing, what the rear-end ratios were, really good data in there. A little bit of how-to, a little bit on the club scene, but basically if you're just getting into Miatas, this is the one to get your feet wet, or if you've got someone in your family who was Miata curious, this might be a good option for them. But today we're going to talk about how to build a high-performance Mazda Miata, and this is my personal favorite. One of the challenges we have today is finding good information about the fundamentals of the car, how the cars work, what things do. There's a lot of scattered information out there. Forums have unfortunately gone away. It's all been stuffed into social media, which has a memory of about 27 seconds before it gets pushed away by the next post about Lord knows what. There's a random YouTube videos, ironically, but a lot of those are being done by someone who's only done something once or doesn't really know the core details of it. So that's where this book comes in. If you enjoy the sort of content we do on this channel, a lot of the stuff that I do in particular, the theory about wheels, the theory about suspension setups, about how brake systems work. I did a whole long thing on brake systems. A lot of that is found in this book. This is how to build a high-performance Miata. It starts off talking about engines, intake, exhaust, forced induction. It has an entire chapter basically that is just suspension theory. Then it gets into suspension components, and then it gets into suspension adjustments. So you don't just say, I'm going to go buy some sway bars because I was told to buy sway bars. You read through this book and you will know what the sway bars do, what's their contribution to handling, what does adjusting the front rear versus rear do, why are you looking to do this, is it what you're trying to get to? So this information is all out there in videos, it's all out there in various random forum posts and things, but the nice thing about this one is it's collected into one place. I'm very happy with this one. It was written when the NC was about halfway through its model run. So it's got lots of NA, NB, and NC information in it. The ND obviously is not covered directly, but a lot of the things that it covers apply to the ND. You know, handling fundamentals, weight transfer, that sort of thing, they apply no matter what the chassis. And so it's even if you have an ND and there's not a picture of an ND in it, trust me, it'll still work for you. And because we think you should have a copy of this book, Flyin Miata is running a promotion right now. If you buy $200 or more worth of stuff, we'll sell you one of these for half price. That's lower than even Amazon sells it, and they'll sell it, you know, stuff as cheap as possible. So if you want to get your hands on a really good reference source for tuning cars in general, what's the difference between a monotube and a twin tube shock? I'm just flipping through here. This is the 6 speeds and 5 speeds and NC transmissions, pictures of a destroyed NA transmission. You know, fuel management stuff. If you enjoy the sort of thing that we do on this channel, with a lot of the, let's get you some good pictures so you can zoom in. Look at turbochargers, ooh. If you enjoy the sort of content that we put on this channel, the background information as to why things work and not just buy this shiny part, this is probably a book you'll appreciate. Do we have any questions?
Yeah.
We do have questions.
What is the next upcoming
What is the next upcoming book? Well, I got to tell you, writing one of these things is basically like having another full-time job. So there's not a fresh new title on the way at the moment. I do actually have a publisher who is interested in having me do something, but the problem is that I do have a life outside this, building my own cars and doing other things. So at the moment, I'm not actively working on a fresh title. I do have some projects in the hopper. I'm working on some stuff, but that's but there's not a big new title on the way at the moment. Anything else over there? Nope. Okay, well this is a fairly short and sweet one. As you can imagine, there's not a whole lot to say. I could sit down and read you this book, but you know what? A lot of the videos I've done for you have almost done the same thing. This gives me a little more time to actually go through and do diagrams, things that are a little harder to do in live videos. But certainly, it's all sorts of good stuff on suspension. There's some pictures of what coil bind looks like. I want to stay away from that one. Yeah, it's a good solid stuff. So in order to get the discount, you will have to have both this book and $200 worth of other stuff in your shopping cart. We did actually put a link to the book in the shopping cart to try to get it right in your face. But basically, add this book to your cart when you've got $200 worth of stuff, and it will give you the 50% off automatically. You won't be able to avoid it. We will not be able to sell it to you for full price if you have $200 worth of stuff in your cart already. So there you go. If you want it for full price, you'll have to go somewhere else. As I said, in the cart itself, there's actually a link that says, hey, are you interested in a copy of this book? And there's a button right there that will put it in there for you. Hopefully that's clear enough. I know a couple people have taken advantage of this already since we put it live yesterday. This promotion is going to keep going for the foreseeable future. We don't have a solid end date on it at this point. It's going to depend partly on supply of the books, but we want you to have a copy. So we're doing our best to make sure that happens. So if you have any questions about the books, or if you have any questions in general, please do put them in the comments. We'll do our best to answer them in the comments in the future when this video is out on YouTube and fossilized for eternity. In the meantime, thanks for your attention, thanks for your business, and if you were at the summer camp last weekend, thanks for coming. This is Keith Tanner from Flyin Miata. We'll talk to you later.